Early Vegetables Part 3 for 3 players with 3+ occupations. Welcome to the final episode of Season 3. I love getting vegetables early in the game. This is my 3rd episode on early vegetables. Previous ones have concentrated on minor improvements and 1+ occupations. In this final episode of Episode 3, I'm looking at the 3+ occupations from the E-deck that give you early vegetables. We've got the land agent and the greengrocer. They're sort of mirror images of each other. With the greengrocer, you take 1 extra vegetable every time you use the take 1 grain action space. And with the land agent, it's the opposite. You take 1 extra grain every time you use the take 1 vegetable space. With the land agent, you do get a vegetable when you play the card, and that sort of balances it out, because clearly the greengrocer is the better card. Being able to get vegetables multiple times before the first harvest, being able to use that take 1 grain space and get an extra vegetable from the very first turn is clearly better, but playing that card and getting a vegetable straight away, also a handy thing. Both qualify for early vegetables, both great cards. Neither of these eclipse my favourite, the seasonal worker, and even though that one really doesn't give you vegetables until round 6, I still think the versatility of that card means it's still my very favourite. So this series has been all about the 3+ occupations from the E-deck, because I've been playing a lot of 3-player games since the last season, trying to round out that experience. Previously I played a lot of Farmers of the Moor, trying to basically get a more diverse opinion of the game and play in more different kinds of circumstances. Even though I've had to learn to grow my family a little bit quicker and put a little bit less effort on engine building, I still do like to try and get some farming on the go early. So if it's not always possible, and it shouldn't certainly be at the expense of getting that reed and that wood to build out your house, but if you can get some vegetables or even 1 lot of vegetables on the go, that can help you have that food ticking over to enable you to help you to do other things and not necessarily be fighting for grabbing food, going fishing or whatnot. Give you a bit of that breathing room you need to be able to do other things. Proudly sponsored by Yeoman. Available in the App Store now. Obviously you need something to turn the vegetables into food, because just having 1 food for a vegetable isn't really worthwhile. That usually means having a cooking improvement, which you should be doing anyway. Cooking hearth is obviously 50% more food than just the fireplace, and even though just sort of turning 1 vegetable into 2 food versus 3 one time doesn't seem like that big a deal, over the course of a whole game, if that's what you're trying to do, that's 50% more food over a whole game. That is a big deal. I'd be looking out for combos of this, things like the potato dibber, the bean field, the spices. 1 extra food per vegetable is pretty big, again, over the whole course of a whole game. Potato dibber, being able to have to sow less to get more vegetables, can be really, really big. Some people would look at these cards and say, well, that's just for food, because if they've got the cooking hearth and they go take the grain or the vegetable, depending on which one they're using, they're going to have the grain, they're going to eat that, that's 1 food. They're going to have the vegetable, they're going to cook that, that's 3 food. And in a pinch, that's not necessarily a bad thing to be doing. I'd be trying to avoid that, but in a pinch, sometimes 4 food is 4 food. That's enough food for 2 workers. And again, if you're getting towards the end of the game and just, you haven't had a chance to get a vegetable or a grain, just being able to go and take those, well, that's 4 points, because you're not getting the -1 point for not having those, and you're getting a point each for having 1 of those. And then each additional vegetable is an extra point, so unless you've actually already got the maximum of 4 vegetables for points, being able to just get a point, getting the grain, which could be worth a point depending on where you fall on that scoring thing. Sometimes when you're stuck at the end with, okay, what am I going to do for a point? Well, that's not bad to have that option up your sleeve. Thank you for watching Season 3 of Agricola Card of the Week. Please let me know in the comments below whether you think my idea of getting vegetables on the go early is worthwhile or not. Obviously, I still have a lot to learn in the game, but I think that it is possible sometimes to get some crops on the go early. It's not just always about family growth as quickly as possible. Season 4 is coming up soon. It's all about the brand new released France deck. I did do a video on that previously, just highlighting the deck, but these are going to be individual episodes highlighting specific cards, the more interesting cards. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I would love to have this in a solo game. This is a 3+ card, so obviously it would be very unbalanced in a solo game or even in a 2-player game. So this is one of those ones that's clearly designed to balance up a 3-player game. Welcome to the first season of Agricola Card of the Week, where I'll hopefully pique your interest in some of the more unusual cards and combos, make you aware of some strategies and pitfalls for the next time you play, and perhaps rekindle your interest in the game. Proudly sponsored by Yeoman, available in the App Store now.